I'm in the dark, and it's not very good. Hello there, YouTubers. I know we're in the dark, and well, I know we're not good quality, and I'm not showing my desktop. The reason why there is something wrong with my desktop, I'm actually being fair. Well, you get to see a good image of me. I've had a little haircut last time I went on video, but again, the reason why I'm doing this video and not showing my desktop, how brilliant it is because, well, I'm going to talk about gnome lockers. No, I'm not going to show you a video about that. Might be a bit boring and me a rant, but I'm going to have information about two gnome lockers, to basically talking about Linux. He seems to not have a clue about Linux. He thinks that he's the wiki on YouTube, but he isn't. Unfortunately, like I'm going to say to him, stick to you not you know. Don't go somewhere you don't know. To be fair, let's go back ahead. And some of his videos between Linux and probably about webcams and so forth. He thinks that he knows everything about Linux. He thinks that Linux doesn't go on desktops, it's not very good on desktops, the only way it can survive is a phone, and Chromebooks are going great, but did you know that Chromebooks are a Linux operating system? And did you know it's open source? You can download it for free, and you can still use it as a free operating system. I know it'll be a bit long rant, I am very sorry about this. But anyway, the whole point is, my point is that he thinks that he does videos, and a lot of people talk about Linux to him, but you're talking to the wrong person about Linux. If you want to talk about Linux, talk to a proper person who knows and uses every day about Linux, and not go to some dude who hasn't got a clue about anything. All he knows is Microsoft and Apple, because he only uses those type of products. That's the only thing. He doesn't use Linux. And what I don't get is that there's some of these Americans go straight to him about Linux advice. He hasn't got a clue. He's an idiot when it comes to Linux. Anyway, why am I shouting? Well, it's frustrating that a lot of people go out there, create Linux about Ubuntu, about things. They go straight to that dude who hasn't got a clue. He makes tons and tons of videos. He makes loads of money by blogging and trying to advertise on TVs and so forth. And people think, oh, he's great, he's like wiki, he talks about technology stuff. He only knows Apple and Microsoft. There's so many different categories you can only start to know in a computer. You can't know everything. It's just impossible. You just can't. There's so much information to take in through Apple and Microsoft, because in retrospect, Microsoft is scared of Linux. Yes, Microsoft is scared of Linux. The main reason why they are scared as a company, they try to build security boot and perform faster than Linux. At the moment, Linux is the fastest operating system because of the Chrome OS. Linux is the most fastest operating system, fastest OS in the whole world. It boots up in 8 seconds. You know the Chromebook? That's based on Linux. Open source. You can download it whenever you want, like I said. It downloads in 8 seconds. Downloads in 8 measly seconds. Well, not downloads 8 seconds. Boots up in 8 seconds. And that's what Windows are looking into doing. They're looking to make it so it boots up. You just press a button and it automatically turns on, like you're turning a monitor on. That's it. That's what Windows is wanting to do, and that's what they're looking into doing. My point is, Microsoft is scared of Linux. Back in 2004, before 2004, when Ubuntu wasn't born, it was just Mandriva and all these other distributions. People just, you got like quarter or probably half of Linux users use, and mainly prefer using Ubuntu or Linux Mint. Now he talks about Linux Mint, well, Ubuntu is the most operating system that could go further, but unfortunately Chronicle does not know how to drive the operating system. What I mean by that is advertisement. Google can make a lot of money because they make a lot of things because they've got third-party support backing and they have advertisements, so they can advertise their operating system. While Canonical haven't done any backbone to advertisement, they've just done is slap the community on, expect people to jump in and get into the Ubuntu. No, it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't work that way. Canonical doesn't know how to drive the operating system or know where to go with the operating system, and then people just say, well, no, because they do know how to drive the operating system. But then again, look at this. They're trying to create a tablet PC, a phone interface of the Ubuntu OS, and the tablet, and a TV. How are they going to do that if they don't drive the actual own operating system? How can they do that? It's just impossible. And that's a good question. I might have been doing advertisement and information about TV, but when I was looking more into gnome lockers and so forth, I want to tell them this fact. Stick to what you know. Don't go to a platform you don't know, you've never used, and don't think you know it just because you've read up on it. Don't. Because you don't know. You've never used Linux, stick to that, and just say nothing about Linux, because you'll just bring in a lot of people in their minds thinking, Linux is a crap operating system, why should I use Linux? I just told you that. Never mind. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about open source is because, and the reason why open source is more safer than closed source, because I may support open source and I will support open source all the way. I want to stop this gnome lockers thing and talking about Linux. Linux sounds like it's a bad operating system, and he tries to make it as a bad operating system. I mean, Linux is not a bad operating system, and it could make it into the desktop interface in the industry. I mean, look at Chrome OS. That's a Linux operating system, that's open source, and that's on desktops, and third party supports that operating system. If Ubuntu know where to go, and actually knows where to advertise, they know where to drive that operating system, they would make it. But that's how Microsoft's so scared of Linux, because they've got 2, 3, 4 major companies working on Linux, while Microsoft is only one company, and basically it's a big bonus for Microsoft because they've got all the support they need. They just need to make sure that Linux don't leak into the advertisements. They just cross fingers that Canonical finds a way how to drive the operating system and make people want to use that operating system. That's how, because Canonical's is so big. And a lot of Ubuntu users have got close thinking, well, what if it was on other OEMs? No, that's not the whole point. Now, let me just get my point straight. If Ubuntu got more popular and more people used it, more big third-party companies like Samsung, Acer and all that stuff will start jumping on the Ubuntu bandwagon and start thinking, hey, we'll use that operating system because that operating system is getting popular. And that's how Ubuntu's going to have to feed their way. They have to feed through popularity. They can't feed through straight away through hardware. It's lucky enough that they could support you, but it's less likely that they would. That's my video today. Thanks for your time. I may have had a long rant. Maybe it's a bit dark. You might have to see half my side black and the other side light, because it's light between dark. And goodbye.